This place is a mess.
That's Sandra Massey's description of the Kensington Apartments on Manor Road. It used to be home.
We just actually moved out a couple of weeks ago. I wanted to stay.
No hot water.
And it would be a trickle.
For months.
Or nothing.
Human or animal waste left in the laundry room. Just a couple of the issues Massey says she's dealt with regularly.
Just one thing after another.
She shared photos with us taken during her final months as a resident.
It's inhumane. It is a animal shelter would be cleaner than this. They would have to hose it. I think that they should be penalized for this.
Resident Sharia Hicks
since 2016
also did not leave a 5-star review.
Mold, asbestos, bed bugs, roaches, gas leaks. Pilot lights not being lit, tile falling when you take a shower, tile falling out of the shower into the bathtub, and then the stuff that's behind it falling out. Drains not draining properly. Closet ceilings leaking. I had a leak. I came home one day in my closet, back closet, it was just pouring water all over my stuff. I couldn't get a hold of no one.
Another echoed complaint, no mail for months.
We had been getting our mail in the office up until then. They were there for about 2 weeks. We went to the door one day and it said that the office was locked. Pick up your mail at the post office.
After hearing from residents, we met with the new owners of the property as of last summer.
What would you say the state of the complex was when you purchased it?
Not great.
Tisha Vadia with Elizabeth Property Group says infrastructure issues were very much inherited, and it's been a long work in progress. According to the Travis Central Appraisal District, the complex was built in 1968, and no other construction or major improvements are listed online. The new owners are currently renovating the entire property, investing millions of dollars in construction. So far, 40% of the units have been renovated.
It's been a whirlwind of activity.
When they switched ownership in June, that's whenever the big problem, that's when I felt things started really going bad.
Vadia says some of the newer issues residents have noticed stem from older problems that were overdue for a fix.
Any buildings that are older, 70s and older, were made with asbestos-containing materials. And so as part of the renovation, when you remove the materials like flooring or cabinets and things like that, they have to be removed in a way that is sanctioned by the state and done properly and safely so that we can get rid of those materials, again, in a safe and proper manner. And so that's what we are following.
As for the mail, previously it was all being sent to the main office where it had to be hand sorted. New management decided mailboxes were necessary.
You have to register everything with the USPS, and then you have to order the mailboxes, then you have to get them installed, and then the USPS comes in and inspects them, and then they have to come back in and then install the locks. I mean, in each of these steps that I just outlined takes anywhere from 2 to 8 weeks. You can see how all that adds up to 6 to 7 months of time.
The new mailboxes are now up and running as of March, as management continues to juggle new construction along with addressing ongoing maintenance concerns.
We've done a lot of transformation of the property, with a lot more to come in the future months, in the future years.
However, in the meantime, 33 complaints have been made to Austin Code over the past year, with 25 of those occurring in the past 6 months. As of March 24th, the Austin Code Department had 6 active cases at the complex, 4 for no hot water, 1 for an overflowing dumpster, and 1 for HVAC issues in a unit. On March 19th, gas was shut down due to a leak. Property management provided meals and a hot water trailer to residents until repairs were completed on March 23rd. Austin Code tells Fox 7 the ongoing violations continue to be addressed by ACD inspectors, and the property management were previously issued 2 administrative citations for the no hot water violations.
We sort of over-communicate with the city in terms of everything that we're working on,
as residents have felt left in the cold and the dark.
Anything. I mean, we don't even get, I would like just, hello, this is the new management. If you have any issues you would like to address, you could please email us or call us or schedule an appointment, just anything.
These problems were not created overnight. They're not going to be solved overnight. Every single person deserves to live in a safe, clean, happy home, and that's the type of environment that we're trying to create, that we're working so hard every single day to do so.